It's the Thumper. It's a new gun in Team Fortress 2. That's some crazy shit. It's been, what, like 900 days since the last update? So I'm into it. I hope you're into it. Everybody's into it. We got a big ol' update. We got a big lot of people. Before I begin, I should explain. How does one play with the Thumper? Well, I'll let you know. There's this thing called creators.tf, which many of you may have heard of. It's a community that is focused around self-made updates for Team Fortress 2. So there's a lot of people who get together and work on making new content by way of server mods, and then they roll that out to all their servers, and everybody gets to enjoy it. And the community can do all kinds of things like bring up new weapon ideas and vote on them, and just there's a pretty good chance that if you have ideas about the future of TF2, that those things could be implemented, which I think is really cool, and has definitely inspired me to go check out the servers and put some weapon ideas in the Discord server, that kind of thing. But if you want to use this new stuff, there's 3 new weapons right now and like 6 new maps and a bunch of new cosmetics. Head over to creators.tf and you can sign in through Steam and then get yourself started with contracts and whatever else you want to do to participate in this. I do want to state that this is totally an opinion piece. I mean, a lot of it is based on the facts that I've observed from using it, but this is just my opinion on the Thumper, and you don't have to agree with it. I'd love to hear what you think about it. And I'm not omniscient, so have your own opinion. It thumps, it bumps, it rumps. This motherfucker does some crazy shit. Namely, it does 130% bonus damage. You get more clip size, you get more ammo, it's more accurate, and it shoots slower, you have less pellets. It has slower reload and a slower deploy. So what does all that mean in terms of actual gameplay? First of all, it means you got more damage. And that comes from the 130% bonus damage, which is a pretty big indicator of more damage right there. Though it is accompanied by a minus 50% bullets per shot. So that means the 50 is kind of a weird number there, because in terms of, so creators.tf, random crits, but also random bullet spread is disabled. When you have random bullet spread enabled, you shoot 10 pellets with a regular shotgun, which divides nicely into 5. With it disabled, you only shoot 9, and they each do 1/9 of the total damage of the shot instead of 1/10 of the total damage of the shot. So 50% would be 4.5, but they just decided to go with 5, I guess. So it shoots 5 pellets in a nice cross pattern. And that is more than compensated for the fewer pellets by that 130% damage bonus. So you're getting about basically a 30% damage bonus in game when you land all your pellets, that is. So that means this thing is just more powerful. Your meat shots can do 103 max damage instead of, I think it's about 90. You can do 103 instead of 90, which is not 30% more, but it's TF2, which is actually a usable difference. Like if you are in a soldier's butt and you can double meat shot him, he's down in 2 instead of 3. So I think it's a meaningful damage bonus. And the other thing that it contributes to, it's also 15% more accurate, which means this thing works better at range, which is contributed to, first of all, by that it does more damage in general, so its usable range was going to be longer anyways. And second of all, that the pellets are a little bit tighter grouped. In practice, the tighter pellet grouping is pretty minimal, but it does make a difference. And also, because you have less pellets and each one of them does more damage, even if you're at a long enough range that you only hit 1 or 2 pellets, they're going to do more damage than that 1 or 2 pellets would do with the stock shotgun. So it has a substantially larger usable range. Well, I hear you out there. What could possibly make such a weapon worse in a different way so that it could be what is colloquially known as balanced? And my answer to you would be, how about another 2 shots in the magazine? Because they added that too, because it does 8 shots. They made it even better. I don't really know why they did that, but it's even better. Or it's betterer than it was before, because it has 8 shots in it. It's pretty good. I'm not really sure why they did that part. I thought it was good at just 6, but it does 8. Cool. It's fun. Whatever. I like it for now. I do think that if they were gonna maybe nerf this a little bit, that would be the first thing to address, because it just seems kind of unnecessary in my opinion. Now, the actual downside to this weapon is reliability. In general, the most obvious case of it is that deploy speed. It takes longer to take out, and even once you do, you can't shoot it as fast. Now, the major downside about having 50% fewer pellets with that cross pattern is that means that if your shot is even a little bit to the right or left of your target, instead of getting the left 3 pellets to hit or the right 3 pellets to hit, you only get the left 1 pellet to hit. So that means you're going to be landing a lot more shit shots that don't really do any damage. So when is this thing good to have equipped, and when is it not good to have equipped? First of all, I think it's good to have equipped when it's a primary weapon. So specifically on Engineer, and sort of also on Pyro, because oftentimes you can end up using the flamethrower as sort of a reflect weapon, and also you light someone on fire so they're panicking, and then you get them with the shotgun kind of thing. So as a primary weapon in that situation. And also just whenever you need a more powerful shotgun, which on it is a lot of the time. I think it's pretty strong in general. As far as times that you wouldn't want to use it, would be in one of those situations where a certain number of shots is going to be enough anyways. So if you're fighting a scout that's right up in your face, you can benefit from the extra firing speed, you can benefit from the extra deploy speed, and you can benefit from the extra leniency of having 9 pellets instead of 5 with the default shotgun, while still hopefully dealing with him in the same 2 or 3 shots with either weapon. So how do we balance this thing? Right now, I don't really see a place in the game for just a more powerful shotgun, so unfortunately I think it's gonna kind of need a totally new idea. My idea for that is something more inspired by the source material of Half-Life 1, which I've actually been playing through recently for the first time. And what the shotgun does in that game is it has 2 firing modes. A left click that is just its normal primary fire, it's just a shotgun, or a right click that fires 2 shots at the same time and does double the pellets, but it takes twice as long between shots. So I think you could translate that to TF2, and it's possible they tried this and it didn't work, but I would like to see it that way. I think that could be cool. And obviously, that would be very powerful. It would be like a panic attack, but without the damage penalty. So I think the best way to balance that out would be to reduce or increase the amount of time it takes to take the thing out and to put it away. So the deploy and holster speed by a pretty big margin, like 50% or something. And also maybe lower the magazine size down to 4 so that you could only do 2 big shots before you had to reload. All of these video games and balancing shenanigans aside, thanks for listening to all of my ramblings. I wanted to say that I've been having an awesome time messing around on all these servers, and I'm so glad that we have new weapons to work with in the first place. So yeah, sorry if it seems that I've been kind of down on things and negative about all the incorrect balancing decisions that have been made. But I think it's great that it's here in the first place, and it's fun that we even get to think about these things and have opinions and have a pretty good chance that what we think might get implemented at some point. So thank you so much for watching. Check out the creators.tf site and their servers, mess around with all the new stuff, and I'll see you later. Also, I do want to point out, why does the thing have giant paper clips on it? on both sides of this thing, there's just huge ass paper clips. Why are they there? Who put them there? I don't know. There's just, I get you could like stick your documents on the side of this gun. That should be a listed stat. More documents on gun.